Today, from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Dwayne Haskins and the Washington football team taking on Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans.
Well, we've had spotty showers since about 7 a.m. here in D.C., and the radar indicates it's going to continue, but nothing to stop football from happening at FedEx Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Washington football team. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The former Ohio State Buckeye Dwayne Haskins ready to run the controls for the Washington offense.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
He was brought down.
Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. They go play action with Haskins.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
So opening drive, 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and it's 2nd down.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
On 2nd down, Love. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And he finds McLaurin. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set. The tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game planted, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
39.
Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
Charles, we get a look there at the draft class for this offense. What do you make of it?
Well, overall, I like the balance of the guys that they selected because, to me, they got a few guys who can step in. Play right away, which is exactly what you want. But they also drafted for the future as well. They've got some guys who might need a year or two on the practice squad, so then we'll find out if they can actually play.
4 receivers to keep tabs on here, 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. They'll run with Love. And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And Washington takes the ball down the field and scores on their own. Opening drive.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. That time, a 9-play drive.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taken in at the 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Out comes Deshaun Watson, ready to captain the ship here for this Houston offense.
Might have won back-to-back Heisman trophies if the ballot had come after. After the national championship games that he and Clemson played against Alabama. But when you watch him on the field, you realize why coordinators and head coaches want to bend their offense to his talents, because when he's got the ball in his hands, he can be magical at times.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
He'll set up to throw from the gun.
Steps away to his left. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Looking to throw on second down. Watson. Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
At the 29-yard.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Haskins. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are... available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call.
Offense.
So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Hold on, sir.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They go play action now. Haskins looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Now 3rd down.
Looking to throw, Haskins. A man over the middle, and it's complete.
That's good.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 14. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards on 1st down. Meeks. And effective running here. They'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
On 2nd down, Meeks, and he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Washington. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
So many teams wanted to throw the ball in this situation now. But I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Haskins will throw. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
It's the fullback. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington.
Rodrigo Blankenship set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Take over first and 10. At their own 24-yard line.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up first and 10. Now it's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau.
Watson's pass intercepted.
They'll take some more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. This is Love. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well. Each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going. Haskins looking to throw on first down. The catch is made by the tight end, Nauta.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Bryce Love, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points... They score an opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long. They're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents. We've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
They can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Texans take over 1st and 10. At their own 24-yard line.
Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. 21-0 our score after one.
Washington 21, Texans nothing.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They run it here with Gordon. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Gordon, the ball carrier.
The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
This defense is really fooling around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away.
And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional.
Brandon, you're never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? He told him to stop right there at the 1.
And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line.
Brought down at his own.
There on the tackle, Shaq Lawson.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what 2nd down brings. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Meeks. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 4.
McKinney on the tackle. A gain of 2. Brings up
the last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. Haskins. That's complete to Butler. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Pass complete.
No gain on the
but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no yardage.
Okay.
That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 38-yard line. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
On 1st down, Love. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's Haskins. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 19.
They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington 1st down.
And now with that completion, he... He's north of 200 yards here in the 1st half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
You know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
From the gun, it's Haskins. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
On second down now, it's Love. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I thought they were onto something with their play call and kind of went in reverse a little bit, threw it on first down, then ran it on second down. Not successful either way. What play call do they come up with here on this important third down try?
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And Washington going to add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that... That one a long 11-play drive and a 9-yard run on the end of it.
Rodrigo Blankenship set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taken in at the 3. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way. Way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
At their own 38-yard line.
Set to take over again, Deshaun Watson and this Texans offense. If second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. In on the stop, the safety, Troy Apke. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
They'll
keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Taken down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
For the Texans.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Return team.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
First down.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now Haskins down around his goal line. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
1st and 10 at the 30.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards there on a 1st down. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play. At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he's going to be close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 40-yard line.
He's tackled at
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Set the tone, defense. Set it.
On 3rd down, Meeks. And he's taken down inside the 30. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing now, Haskins on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Throwing again on second down. Haskins over the middle, and it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. Now it's Haskins. He's got his man. It's Butler. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
15 yards the pickup. First down, Washington.
First and 10.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Now a first and 10 at the 11.
Haskins back to the air. And he rifles one incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Here we go. Here we go. 41.
On the carry, it's Love. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Bryce Love with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down.
Good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited that he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. On first down, Watson. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So from the 36 now, first and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. He'll drop it underneath to White. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Just like that. Just like that.
From the gun, here's Watson. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line.
41-yard line.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to...
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans cut into that lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
Their own 26-yard line.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. That's complete to Nauta, the tight end.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. Mike 41, Mike 41.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
48-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Haskins to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Terry McLaurin.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
On the coverage defensively.
41 to Mike, 41 to Mike.
Haskins going to throw again. And he finds his man. That's Butler. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Washington.
Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
44-yard line.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play. Check 3.
On 1st down, it's Haskins. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Intended for Terry McLaurin. Incomplete. Bradley Roby on the coverage defensively.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Final play of the half, it's Haskins. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 22-yard line. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, and it's the Titans on top as that one draws close to halftime. Baker Mayfield, 4 touchdown passes. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And this one going the visitors' way as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. Kyler Murray throwing the football well. He has 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they trail the visiting Colts as that one's gone to the intermission. Jacoby Brissett, responsible for the lone touchdown in the game thus far as he's thrown a touchdown pass. In our game, it was Dwayne Haskins with a strong first half. He's over 300 yards passing already. How high can he go? To find out, let's kick it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back